How many of you, as children, first contemplated the vastness of the cosmos, not through a telescope, but through a screen? By hearing those familiar words, a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. For many of us, that was our first encounter with a galactic community, starships crossing unimaginable distances, and with an invisible force that binds the universe together. It was the story of a young person on a desert planet, learning to discipline their mind, open their heart, and attune themselves to a power greater than the individual self. That story, for all its futuristic imagery, speaks an ancient language. It presents the universe as governed by complementary forces: light and dark, expansion and contraction, discipline and surrender. And the hero's journey is not about destroying one side, but about cultivating balance, clarity, presence, and inner alignment until guidance becomes audible, even across time and space. What if I told you that this fictional universe is a modern myth, built upon very old, very practical science of consciousnesses? What if the path towards contact with non-terrestrial intelligence, toward understanding the deeper architecture of reality, does not begin with better telescopes or faster satellites, but with a deeper relationship to our own bodies? This path is called inner alchemy, and its map comes from the Tao. The ancient Daoists viewed the human being as a microcosm of the universe. As above, so below. They observed that the same organizing principles governing galaxies also govern the flow of energy, emotion, and awareness within us. Consider the night sky. In Taoist cosmology, the Big Dipper was revered as the administrative center of the heavens, a navigational axis linking human consciousness to cosmic order. Surrounding it are the 5 visible planets: Jupiter, Mars, Saturn, Venus, and Mercury, each corresponding to one of the 5 elements: wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. And where do these 5 elements reside? Within you, within me. They correspond directly to the 5 major organ systems: the liver, the heart, spleen, lungs, and kidneys, each governing not only physical health, but emotion, perception, and spirit. Your inner state is not separate from the cosmos. It's patterned by it. The energy that animates and connects these systems is called Qi. Qi flows through the meridians of the body, coordinates organ function, and links the inner cosmos to the outer one. In other words, Qi does exactly what the fictional force does. It flows through all living things, it binds systems together, and when cultivated consciously, it grants clarity, vitality, and intuitive perception. The goal of inner alchemy is not to eliminate darkness or cling to light. It is to integrate yin and yang to allow both receptivity and action, stillness and power to organize themselves around a stable center. This principle is captured beautifully in the Tao Te Ching. The Tao produced the one produced two produced three produced all things. The one is undifferentiated wholeness. The 2 are yin and yang. The 3 is their interaction, qi, which generates the 5 elements, and from them, the world of multiplicity. This is the binary blueprint of existence. People come to inner alchemy for different reasons. Some begin with health and longevity, using practices like Qigong to regulate their nervous system, restore organ harmony, and cultivate resilient vitality. Others are drawn toward clarity of mind and spirit, working with the refinement of Jing, Qi, and Shen to stabilize awareness and free perception from habitual distortion. And some enter through intimate alchemical practices, learning to circulate and refine sexual energy rather than to dissipate it, transforming intimacy into a disciplined and deeply integrated practice. Though the entry points differ, the process is the same: attention, consistency, refinement. Breathe, feel, heal. Over time, practitioners cultivate what Daoism calls the golden embryo, not a literal object, but a coherent, unified center of awareness, a consciousness capable of remaining whole even as circumstances change. You might recognize this idea. In mythic language, it's a guide who remains present beyond physical form. the mentor who has become inseparable from the Force itself, like the Force ghosts at the end of the original trilogy. Daoist inner alchemy frames consciousness as a journey home. We are the many, the result of cosmic differentiation. The return is simply the reversal of that process. First, we integrate what is scattered, balancing emotion, energy, and thought through the cycle of the 5 elements. Then awareness stabilizes within the flow of Qi, the living dynamic relationship between Yin and Yang. Finally, that unified awareness reconnects with the One, the unknowable Tao itself. Along this path, something unexpected occurs. As inner coherence increases, perception becomes more subtle. Many practitioners report experiences of contact with intelligences, symbols, or dimensions that feel distinct from ordinary imagination. Daoism does not rush to label these experiences. It emphasizes preparation first, stability of awareness, clarity of intention, and ethical alignment. Only then does perception open safely. One of the most ancient tools for navigating this reality is the I Ching, or Book of Changes. The I Ching is not a fortune-telling device. It is a map of energetic states, 64 archetypal patterns formed by the interaction of yin and yang. Its origins reach back over 3,000 years, predating written language, and it has served as a guide for change, causality, and consciousness across generations. In essence, the I Ching is a communication interface, a way of reading the movement of Qi across time and circumstance. And again, the parallel appears. What were the Jedi doing? They were perceiving patterns, listening for guidance, consulting a living field of intelligence that transcended linear time. The language is different. The mechanism is the same. We live in an era fascinated by disclosure, by the confirmation of non-terrestrial intelligence. Perhaps the more important question is, will contact occur faster when we learn to stabilize consciousness within ourselves? If barriers to contact are vibrational rather than physical, then inner coherence matters. And if disclosure happens tomorrow, those who have done this inner work will meet it without fear, as participants rather than spectators. Not as a fragmented civilization, but as an integrated one. Before we close, I want to say this clearly. Inner alchemy isn't something to believe in. It's something to practice. And like any meaningful path, it unfolds best in community, with guidance, rhythm, and time in the body, not just in ideas. If what we explored today resonates with you, if you feel curious about grounding contact, clarity, and vitality into daily life, I invite you to explore the Tao more deeply with me. I currently teach Dao Yin, a foundational Daoist movement and breath practice, in 2 weekly spaces. On Sundays at 11 a.m. at R&R Studios in Abingdon, and Saturdays at 11:30 a.m. at Studio 723 in Havre Base, beginning the last Saturday of this month. Dao Yin is where this work becomes embodied, where energy organizes, the nervous system settles, and awareness learns to remain present and coherent. For those who feel called to go further, I'm offering an Intro to Daoist Alchemy beginning next month. This will be a 2-day immersion, limited to 8 people, with shared lunch, guided practice, and take-home videos. It's designed to give you a real, lived experience of inner alchemy, not theory, but transmission and integration. The cost is $222, and the intention is depth, not scale. If what we've explored today resonates, and you're curious to begin grounding these ideas into lived experience, I've created an online space called Breathe, Feel, Heal. It's free to join and includes starting practices like Qigong and the healing sounds to help you cultivate balance, awareness, and vitality in your own body. For those who feel called to go deeper, there's also an option to become a premium member and explore more advanced material over time. Think of it as a training ground, not for belief, but for practice, where inner coherence becomes the foundation for any meaningful contact, inner or outer. If any of this feels like the next step for you, you're welcome to find me after the talk or look me up online. Wherever your path leads, whether towards the stars, the breath, the quiet intelligence within, may you walk it with presence, balance, and curiosity. The journey outward begins inward. Thank you. May the Force be with you.